Hey, you know who it is. It's Zeus Cruz of Olympian Multimedia presenting you with a special episode of A Word with the World. And it's a special episode because we are live on location here in downtown Millville, New Jersey, here at the Village on High, which is a collection of stores dealing with retail, food, galleries, and studios that has become a staple in the community by bringing people together in a creative way. And it's a home to a community of outstanding artists, storekeepers, and culinary professionals. And I do want to give a quick shout out to Miss Maryann Kuntz for making this come alive, putting this institution here into this community. And on to our special guest. As you notice here, we're actually here again, live on site here at the Octopus Garden. And we're with the owner and operator, which is a local shop that showcases unique displays of art and crafts. So please give it up for my guest, Miss Maryann Kuntz.
Hey.
Maryann, how are we doing today?
Good. How are you?
Awesome.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. The privilege and honor of being here. Also, too, just a quick little. She just renovated the place. It's looking outstanding, very vibrant, great artwork, different displays of different things here. So I'm kind of ecstatic that we're able to do this on site and not in my boring studio where it's all dull and dreary.
Thank you.
So for you guys out here, we're going to be talking with Maryann and talk about her life as a designer and an entrepreneur, and along with her contributions to the community right here in downtown Millville. So let's get right to it, Maryann. We're going to start with something simple before we get to the meat and potatoes of it all, as I call it. So how about you speak to the viewers the magnificence of you, who you are, what are you most proud of, and what do you cherish the most out of life?
Wow. I am a forensic social worker. I work for the Public Defender's Office in Philadelphia. And on the weekends, I run this great art gallery. It's definitely my greatest accomplishment. I am very proud of the art and the artists that we represent here. And I'm very proud to have run this shop for 15 years.
Awesome. Let's give a clap to that. This is outstanding right here. Also, too, I just love, because we talked before on a couple of different things, I just love the energy and the vibe that you carry yourself with. It's always nice to talk to people who are very passionate and have this level of contentment with what they do in life. There's so much negativity in the world, so it's nice to talk with like-minded people that kind of had an idea in play, and then you're actually doing it. You're going through the throes of it, and now you have this awesome shop where you're able to showcase other people's talent. Because I think, just as a quick note, I think South Jersey gets overlooked a lot of times, and there's really a lot of talent down here, and we need to create more opportunities for people to showcase that. So that's why I felt it was so important to do this interview with Maryann, because she set up the shop to do just that.
Yeah, we started out with 4 artists when we opened the shop, and we are up to 159. So they're emerging artists. They're not professional. They're just getting their feet wet. It gets them an understanding of how to be in a gallery, how to get their work out there, how to manage their books, everything. So it's a great place to be an emerging artist.
So let's get to the meat and potatoes, Maryann, and let's talk about this awesome shop, the Octopus Garden. Along with being that you're the proud owner and operator, creating jewelry from various unique designs and themes. So from your perspective, how can one use freedom of expression as a basis for indulging the creative spirit? And was designing jewelry the motivation for you to start the Octopus Garden?
It actually was. I was making religious-based jewelry from vintage religious metals.
Wow.
And I went to a shop in New Hope and I sold him 40 pieces. And he gave me $400 for my 40 pieces.
Wow.
When my friends went to the shop to buy my pieces, they were marked like at $100 a piece. And I realized, you know what, I need to be at a place where my work is respected up front. The amount of money that I get for my work is commensurate with what you're going to sell it for. So here in the Octopus, you price your work. You have the license to be able to say however much you want to charge for it. And it's a learning experience because sometimes it's too much, sometimes it's too little, but that gives them the opportunity to learn what it's like to price your artwork and to get the value for it that you want. And that experience really got me to realize that I needed to open up something where there was honesty in sales and not just take advantage of it.
That's beautiful. I love the fact that you're empowering, giving that sense of empowerment for people. Sometimes when you talk to other people, it seems like they're kind of like want to take control of the operation, and it takes away the value from that artist, from that person. And they're just looking for that platform to just showcase their artistry. Mm-hmm. So it's great that you give that sense of empowerment to them and allow them to be themselves and market themselves in a way that they see fit.
Yeah, I mean it's their learning experience. This is as much of their place as it is mine. I don't require that they work here, but I do encourage them to come hang out and be a visible presence. So it's as much their shop as it is mine.
I mean, great minds think alike, guys. Because I say this to my team all the time at Olympian. I always try to put it in their heads, like, even though I started the business, make the business your own. Mm-hmm. You know, so I'm really big into like doing like team activities, working in the confines of a team. So I want them to feel that way. Yes, I started it. Yes, I'm the face of the business. But like you said, this business is as much as yours. The success of this business is going to be because of all of us and not just one person.
That's correct. And when I accept or welcome a new artist, I always say to them, welcome to the OG family.
Okay.
You know, so you're part of the family of the OG. Mm-hmm. And the teamwork that you're talking about, I throw collaborative themes out throughout the year. So if you look around, you'll see the Wizard of Oz, you'll see Beetlejuice. Mm-hmm. That's an opportunity for the artist to get involved in the theme because sometimes they're stuck, they don't know what they want to make, so the theme gives them some direction. So it's a collaboration of what they see the theme is and how it is represented. So it's jewelry, sculpture, stained glass, you know, and they appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm noticing on the wall, I really like the Wizard of Oz theme.
Yeah.
It's a classic. I mean, I don't know a person on this planet that doesn't know what the Wizard of Oz is, so yes, awesome work. So you touched base a little bit just now, Maryann, the Octopus Garden being a wonderful example of unifying the community together and endorsing, I believe, 159
Correct.
creators of all backgrounds and art forms. So how important was it for you to establish this platform for creative types?
So my husband, who's since passed away, and I used to come to Third Fridays. And we loved it. He was a musician, and I was creating the jewelry that I told you about. Okay. And so he worked for Radio Shack, and he had just gotten laid off. Okay. And he had no didn't know what he was going to do. Mm-hmm. So we were here for a Third Friday. We were walking through the village, and there was a for rent sign. Mm-hmm. And he said, let's do it. So we opened up with 4, including myself. So we had 3. And our whole theory and purpose has remained true, a place for emerging artists to show their work. Simple, basic, I don't expect much from them. All I ask is that they not put their work on High Street.
Okay.
Because I'd like to have the community to have, you know, when people come down here, I don't want them to see the same stuff in every store, because then it's Dullsville. Why would you come here? So I want you to be exclusive here, not have it on in any for-profit galleries in Millville on High Street. But other than that, you have the ability to put your work other places, and I encourage that in them.
Awesome. So it's an invitation for you guys. You needing a place to showcase your work. This is the place to do it, right here at the Octopus Garden. Don't be shy. Maryann is great. The people here in this community right here on Village on High are great as well. So definitely keep that in mind. So you and your business are a staple in the community here on Village on High, as we've been discussing right here in downtown Millville, by hosting and assisting in various events throughout the year, alongside other institutions such as the Riverfront Renaissance Center and Blue Jay Press, which I gotta give a quick shout out to Rebecca Bohm. So such efforts has brought great awareness to the importance of local businesses and artists alike. Through your efforts, what message are you trying to convey to the community as such?
Well, first I want everyone to know that the arts are alive in Millville.
Yes.
You just really just need to give it a chance. This is a wonderful, robust area for art, culture, subject matter. You know, the bluffs, everything for painters. So I want you to understand that the arts are alive in Millville and they're attainable. We offer affordable art. Our art is affordable. You know, we price it so that the community can have something, and it's important to me that you know, it's, you know, accessible.
Yes, definitely.
Because there's a lot of great art out there, but it's just not accessible to the community that we have here in Millville. So that's why we have a lot of repeat customers. We have people that come for the new things that come in because they know they can afford it. Gifting it, they know that they can do that. So we have a lot of people that come in and start out with their kids very young, giving them art, and then the kids come here and either shop themselves, or a lot of them are my artists.
Awesome.
So it's very, you know, very interesting how things are full circle.
Awesome. And also too, this is just a great environment for networking, getting to know other people. Maybe you're a little bit shy, a little apprehensive a little bit. These are just great people down here, great heart. Networking as far as if you're trying to get into other things. You'd be surprised if you come down here and you start talking with someone, you'd be surprised with what they're into. And that might open up a door or a lane for you to go about with collaboration of some sort. And I love the point you brought up about the pricing as well. I know with Olympian, a lot of people say, man, I can't find somebody cheaper 1,000 miles of us as far as the prices are concerned.
Sure.
Again, it's a business, we're trying to make money, but at the same time, that's something that we live by with Olympian, is creating a platform in a way to allow people to demonstrate their artistry, work on different projects, but like you said, do it at an affordable rate. You know, that's a big thing with a lot of people, is just they're willing to invest in their craft and their artistry, but they just don't have the money,
Right.
the monetary gain to actually do it. So if you could kind of find a balance between the two, where you could keep the business going, but at the same time put the concentration on them so that they can showcase what they got going on. I mean, to me, I feel like that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah, I mean, I want to make art accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
I want everyone to be able to have a piece of art that they love. And in that way, they have a part of that artist's soul. They carry that out into the world. So that's my goal here, is to make art accessible to everyone.
I like that. Very good point. So, Maryann, I don't want to make it seem like, you know, I'm spying on you in any type of way. But on your social media platforms, you mentioned a phrase that I found very interesting, and it's short and to the point. A daydreamer believer.
Yeah.
So it's short, but I feel like it's very impactful. So could you elaborate on the viewers what that means to you?
Yeah, so I always wanted to open a small business and do something like this. So when I would be sitting in the jails waiting for my clients to come out to interview them, I would be daydreaming. I would be thinking about this business and what I wanted to do. And so I turned that daydream into a reality here. So that's why I say I'm a daydream believer.
Awesome. And I'm fully with that, because I feel like if you don't really have it in your mind and really in turn feel it in your heart on whatever it is you want to do in life, like you actually have to see it for yourself. You know, that I'm going to be successful. Whatever goals that I want to attain, I am going to do it. And I think a lot of people overlook that and simply just be like, or maybe they'll give it a try and then it didn't go as planned and they quickly give up. Maybe it's because you didn't really see it within yourself, build that confidence, that faith in yourself that you can actually get things accomplished. So I like that viewpoint. That's something I live by personally as well, of actually seeing it for yourself. Like, I'm always like, not to be cocky or put myself on a pedestal, but me along with my team, I see great success for us. I always see that. You know, I'm with a very talented team, and I have all the faith in the world working alongside them that we're gonna get to where we need to get at. So
I would do the same thing with the jewelry that I make. I would, you know, think about it, dream about it, you know, come up with the idea and then try to make it happen. Sometimes it didn't, sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes, you know, I can't accomplish it, but at least I tried.
That's all you can do, try, right? It's better than not doing at all. So, Maryann, what encouragement would you give to those who desire to transition their possibilities into opportunities?
Well, here is open to turning your possibilities into opportunities by coming here, bringing me some work, and getting yourself out there. And, you know, I'm going to give you the same advice that I give myself. Don't give up on your daydreams. You know, don't give up on them. Follow them. Try to realize them. And if it doesn't work out at first, that's okay. Just reinvent. I mean, I had a lot of obstacles here. I lost Mike 5 years into the business being open. And it was really hard for me to come back here. When I came back, right after I lost him, was the first day I was opening the store. I stood outside the door for 45 minutes and I couldn't turn the key. I just couldn't open the door. And I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it. But then I turned the key and I could still hear the lock click, and I knew I would be able to do it. And it's now 10 years later. And I've kept the business going, you know, reinvented it in some ways, but I still have maintained the original core focus of what we wanted to do.
That's a beautiful sentiment. I appreciate you sharing that with the viewers. So definitely I agree with that as well. Just keep going. You know, plan A didn't work. That's why you have a whole alphabet. Just go down to B, C, D, and just move on until something works for you. A main piece of advice I give people is embrace failure. To me, failure is inevitable. You're going to fail at some point in time. We haven't been blessed with perfection. So you're going to have some blemishes along the way. The difference between you and the next person is, are you willing to allow that to overwhelm you to the point where you stop moving forward? Or are you going to pick yourself up, use it as motivation, determination? Yes, I'm going to get back on my high horse and do this.
That's right.
So
one of the best things to see is when I have an artist and it's their first sale. The boost of confidence that they get when I tell them that their piece sold, it is life-changing for them. And you know, it's hard for them to give it up. It's hard for them to give me that piece of art because it's a piece of them. And so they're trusting me with that. And so, you know, I always tell them who bought it and what the person said about it. And usually I know the person who bought it. And so it's so empowering to them for their first sale, and it just gives them that courage to keep creating.
Awesome. So Maryann, we're at the tail end of this outstanding interview. So we're going to leave it on this note. What's new on the horizon for you and the Octopus Garden?
Oh, so we are working with Blue Jay Press, and next month we are releasing a poetry anthology of local poets. It's called Millville Through Our Eyes. We're very excited about this collaboration. Finally, we're getting the written word out there. It's a lot of painting and sculpting and things like that, but we're now got some written word, and come out third Friday. We'll have some poet readers, and it's gonna be a great evening.
And
And yours truly is in there.
I'm gonna be there. So definitely more the merrier. Definitely come on out and check us out. It's gonna be just great talent. If you're really a fan of poetry, you're just gonna see some great poets reciting their work. You're gonna see the emotion, get an understanding of why they became who they became, why they got into writing, why they became a poet in this great place down here on Village on High. So I definitely want to invite y'all to come down to 501. I know you got a pen and pad close to you. Write it on down. 501 North High Street here in Millville, New Jersey. Come check out the Village on High. And please don't walk by without stopping here at the Octopus Garden, aka the OG, with Maryann Kuntz. Say hello. She's wonderful. She's great. And you get to check out her shop with all this amazing art that's in here as well. So Maryann, I truly was honored and appreciate the privilege of providing some of your time, because I know you're busy, for us to sit down and have this great discussion and to talk about your shop. I wish you all the blessings in the world when it comes to the Octopus Garden and your personal goals. And just keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, unfortunately, guys, we're at the end. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. You know who it is. It's Zeus Cruz of Olympian Multimedia, presenting you with another great segment of A Word with the World with the great and inspiring Maryann Kuntz. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And we're going to check you later. Thanks for tuning in.